you please be seated. Come up nice and close because there's a lot of kids. Wow. Come on, a little closer. I won't bite your promise. Everybody get nice and close so they can hear, see, and very good. So now listen carefully to the gospel. My friends, the Lord be with you. This is a reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "When the King comes in glory, he will sit on his throne with all the angels around him. All the people of the world will come to him, and he will separate them, just like a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. Then the king will say to the sheep, 'Come and receive your share of the kingdom. For when I was hungry, you gave me food to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me a drink. When I was a stranger, you made me feel welcome. When I had nothing to wear, you gave me clothes. When I was sick, you took care of me. And when I was in prison, you came and visited me.'" People who hear these words will ask, "When did we see you hungry and give you food? When did we see you thirsty and give you a drink? When did we take you in and make you feel welcome? When did we give you clothes to wear? When did we see you sick or in prison and come to visit you?" And then the king will say, "When you do those things for any of my brothers and sisters, you do it to me. And those who do these things will live with God forever." The Gospel of the Lord. Okay, now tell me what you heard. What did you hear in the Gospel? What did you hear? What did I just read about? Yes. Okay, there's going to be sheep and goats. Okay. Yeah, there's good. Yes. Who's sitting on the throne? The king. And who do you think the king is supposed to be in the story? Pardon? God, okay, but especially someone else. Jesus, right. Jesus is the king. And today's his feast. Jesus, Christ the King. He is the king of heaven, earth, and the king of our hearts. Very good. Excellent. So, this is a story about the end of the world. And Jesus the King is going to come. And he's going to tell people, "When I was hungry, what did you do? You gave me something to eat." And then he said, "When I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. And when I didn't have any clothes, you gave me clothes to wear." Okay, very good. And then the people say to him, "Well, come on. When did we do that for you, Jesus?" And what did he say? That's the important thing. When did we do that for Jesus? Whenever we do it for... Someone said it. Very good. Whenever we do it for someone else, we're doing it for Jesus. So whenever you give something to someone who is hungry. You're giving it not only to that person, but you're giving it to Jesus. You see all that food over there by the Christmas tree? All that food up there today is going to go to people who live in this area who don't have enough food to eat. We are feeding those who are hungry. We are giving something to drink to those who are thirsty. And when we do that, we're doing it for Jesus. And then one day, at the end of time, when Jesus the King comes, he's going to say, because you took care of all my people, now you will have your place where? Where will he take us? In heaven. That's right, very good. He will take us to be with him in heaven. Excellent. Did anybody ever say to you, now just wait a minute? Have you ever heard that before? Anybody ever say that to you? To just wait a minute? Okay, very good. Now, doesn't a minute sometimes seem like a long time? And sometimes a minute seems real quick. Like if you're hungry and you put something into the microwave and you set it for a minute, you just kind of wait and wait and wait. It seems to take forever for that minute to go by till the food's hot. But did you ever notice when you're watching TV or playing a video game or on the computer and you say, I'm only going to do it for a minute, and 2 hours go by? It goes just like that. It's really funny. Sometimes time, just a minute, seems real long, and sometimes it seems real short. Now, I'm going to time you, and I'm going to ask you to think in your head first. Don't say anything out loud. I want you to think of all the food, the different kinds of food that you like to eat. Okay, now get ready, get set, go. Now think for 1 minute. That's only 15 seconds. Thinking. All the things that you like to eat. Big long list. This smells like a 10 more seconds. And it'll be a minute. Keep thinking. Think. Okay, time. Very good. Tell me something you like to eat. Rice. Ice cream. That sounds good to me. Hot sauce. Wow. What do you like hot sauce? Oh, hot dogs. Excuse me. Those are good too. I'm just getting a little old. I can't hear. Tacos. Wow. Corn. Oh, that's a good thing. What do you like to eat? Strawberries. Oh, that's good. Watermelon. Shrimp. Hot peppers. Spaghetti. That's what I like that too. Yes. Hot dogs. We said that already. Anything else we didn't say yet?
Junk food.
Junk food. Yeah. I'm afraid that's the problem with all of us. Yes. What do you say? Chicken nuggets. Oh yeah, those are good. One more. That's one there, honey. Grapes. Okay, very good. So there's a lot of things that we like to eat. Now, have you ever been hungry and you say, I'm starving to death? Have you ever been like that? Okay, and I've said that sometimes too, especially if I haven't eaten for an hour. I said, boy, am I starving to death. Now, the thing is, are you really starving to death? No, not at all. But do you know this? In that 1 minute that we were thinking of all the food that we like to eat, there really are people who are dying because they don't have enough to eat. We might be hungry, but have you ever gone to the refrigerator and opened it up and there's nothing inside? No, I don't think so. There's always milk and eggs and butter and cheese maybe and Kool-Aid and all of that. Okay, yes. Yogurt, that's a good thing. Okay, so when we go to the refrigerator and we say we're starving, we find food there. Or we might go to the pantry and we'll find maybe peanut butter and tuna fish and cans and something like that, crackers. We always find something to eat because we have enough to eat. But the thing to remember is that there are people who don't have enough to eat. And that's why every month we collect all that food. Where does that food come from? Who brings that food? The people from the church. Yes. The people from the church bring all that food. Yes. That's right. Absolutely. One of your parents. So they bring the food to the church because you have enough food to eat. But we remember that there are people who don't have enough to eat. And we bring that. So that goes right along with Jesus said. So when we feed the people that are hungry, who are we feeding? Say it together. That's right. That really, Jesus really means that. When we feed somebody who's hungry, we're feeding him. If somebody is thirsty and we give them a drink, we're giving a drink to the thirsty person, but also to Jesus. That's right. And Jesus says at the end of time, when we do all these good things, and we're probably not even going to remember them all. There's so many good things that we have done. We might forget, but Jesus won't. And he will say to us, because you have done all these things, because you have fed me when I was hungry, you now come and join me in heaven. Very good. One last thing before we go. Today is the feast of Jesus the King. What's something that a king has to have? What does a king have? A crown. Very good. What's something else a king has? A throne. Very good. What is it? A stick. Okay, that's called a scepter. He holds in his hand. What? He has a nose. Yeah, well, we all have a nose. Yes. What else does a king have? He has a throne that he sits on. Okay, so he's got a special cup with diamonds and things in it. Okay. A what? A cave? A king has a cave? No, what's the special place that a king lives in? A castle. Very good. Okay, now, let's think about Jesus for a minute. He has a crown. But it's not a crown of gold. What's his crown made out of? Thorns. Hello? And a king sits on a throne. But Jesus didn't have the throne made out of gold. He sits on the what? The cross. So he's a different kind of a king. When we think of a king, we often think of somebody that says, I want my slippers, and somebody brings them. I want food, and they bring it to me. I want this, and all you got to do is snap his fingers and people do it. But that's not the kind of king Jesus is. Jesus is called a servant king. He serves other people. That's what he wants us to do, to serve other people. So remember, when you're in school and maybe you've got some cookies to share, you have cookies to eat at lunchtime, maybe somebody would like a cookie, you could share it with them. whenever you share anything with anybody, you're doing it for Jesus, who is our... No, he's not our Father. He's our King. Very good. Okay, so on this feast of Jesus the King, I think you've helped us to learn a whole lot. Now, don't forget what you learned today, okay? All right? Can you say amen? Amen. Very good. Okay, how about if you go back and join your families in their places, okay?